Hello, hello, hello. I am on my way to my mother's. I need to go pick up my prescription though. Let me go get it tomorrow. They close tomorrow? I don't know. But anywho, I wanted just to come here for a few minutes because I wanted to discuss the video that I recorded yesterday or last night. And I'm really intrigued by that girl. What's the girl's name? I think she goes by Tenea, and she is talking about her experience being at a P Diddy party, and it was one thing that I can't get out of my mind because I don't know what she was trying to say, but she was saying there were little people. I don't know if she was saying little people for like little people or small people, or was she saying little people as in A minors? For some reason, I'm thinking the little people were there because she said it wasn't. Is it a fetish? She said I don't know if I should be saying something or not, and I'm thinking that he said he had little people there, and they had like their own section, and they were like dressed up and like they looked like Barbies, and he was like it was like purposely done that way. She said like it was a fetish. I mean, I guess anything went at the P Diddy parties, at the what do you call them, freak offs, because he got to know who was coming, I guess, and knew what they liked. That's what it sounded like to me. I think she might have introduced something else without knowing she introduced something else, because that's how it came about before. That's how it came about before. She anyway. What was I going to say? So I'm thinking I'm gonna look that up because she said they had him. She said they had him dressed like. She said they had him dressed like um, Little Hero, and then she said Juka Barbies, and the guy that was interviewing said what? I was like, what? What did we? So then I googled little Barbies, and on Amazon there are dolls they call little Barbies, but they look like, I mean, they have different costumes on, like police officers, nurses, and all that kind of stuff. And she said they were dressed up like little something Barbies, and she said they were little people. She said I don't think they should have been there. She said, is that a fetish? I really think she was talking about little people, small people. I hope, like, I don't know what, that she wasn't talking about A minors. I'm, yeah, because she was like, but then she said they shouldn't have been there. If they were adults, why couldn't they have been there? You know what I mean? That's what threw me off. You know, I don't know, but I also ran across this other footage of this lady who I want to say she was either from Sweden or Switzerland, one of the two, who supplied them. I don't know if she said it was Sweden she was from or Switzerland she was from, but wherever she was from, the oldest profession in the world is legal. And if you know what the oldest profession in the world is, then you know what I'm talking about. They said the oldest profession in the world there is legal. So I'd have to look that up too. She was either Switzerland or Sweden. Anyway, a lot of times she would fly in her workers to him. Again, he was a client. So is that considered sex trafficking if you are flying in workers, schmeck workers from a country that's where it's legal and you've paid for services? Is that still considered schmeck trafficking? Because that's your business. It's not, you know what I mean? So I don't know how they're going to, like I said, unless he did something underhanded one time, they can get him on that one time because it's still an offense. But if he started getting smarter and saying, I need you to call in for these smash workers, and he started just ordering other people to do the stuff, but they were ordering from businesses, and it was kind of like legit, then that's one thing. But if before he started getting wise to what he couldn't do, they could use those particular times probably against him. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. But her, getting back to Tenea's story, her story is so, I don't know, interesting because she was saying how, again, how one of his sons, and she didn't say his name, but she gave us enough clues to tell us which son it was, because she was like, he came up to me, she said, well, do I remind you of your mother, Kim Porter? Well, Kim Porter only had one son by Diddy. So, hello, we know what son it was. So basically, by her saying that he came up to her, gave her a pair of shoes, or everybody that was allowed to go in the house were to get slippers. And everybody wasn't allowed in the house, although she said the house was crowded. So the guy asked her, well, how many people were at these parties? She was like hundreds. But she said over in this corner there'd be something going on, over in this corner there'd be something going on, over, it's like they had activities in various parts of the house, and she couldn't get over how open they were being with having schmecks with one another, just like one big orgy, she said. Which brings me back to the little people. She said were dressed up. She said, were they some type of fetish? I'm thinking they were little people, like, and I don't want to say the incorrect, the not politically correct term from back in the day. I want to be respectful, but not A minors, but the other little people. So it must have been. But then she said they left at 6:30 a.m. to go to the party. And when they got there, it was like 7 a.m. But the party was ongoing. I mean, I'm assuming it started the night before. They were still going strong. And this was the after party. Because if he had a party, people left at 12. And then you maybe go to the after party. And I guess that's over at 3 or 4. And this was the after party, which is you watch the sun come up. Do people ever go home? It's like he don't want the party to end. Like, he's so rich, he's bored. Can you be that rich and be bored? I guess so. Where you just have to, but I mean, when it gets to the point where you're impairing people to stay, like, that makes no sense. Impairing people to stay. That's weird to me. So yeah, that's crazy. That's really crazy. Her story was so good though. Her story was really good. But I feel like she and there still was some things that she didn't include. I feel like the federal government is going to track her down and she's going to have to probably make a statement. She can corroborate things that happen at those parties. The only thing that saved her was that she's not a drinker. She said she liked her weed, but that's it. But the fact that all they were doing was passing out drinks. She said it was waitresses just passing out mimosas. She said everybody was in the pool skinny dipping. Everybody was like, she said they were naked. Go, 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 go.